Good morning, guys. How are you? I literally rolled out of bed, got the kids ready, dropped them off at school, and getting ready to head home. I just wanted to tell you guys about a conversation I had with my love and master last night. I was just telling him again, just how amazing he is. And after listening to all these Kevin Samuels videos of these conversations and realizing, what the realities of life are, what it really takes to become the kind of man my husband has become, the kind of money that he's earning, how he set up his future. I mean, it's no small thing. It's absolutely phenomenal. And I am just so grateful. I'm so grateful that I'm the wifey, and it's funny because before I tell you guys that story, I have to tell y'all, there's gonna be another book. Okay, so first book's gonna be How to Be a Wife. Second book's gonna be the 4 choices for modern women: the wife, the mistress, the concubine, or die alone. That's gonna be the title. I think I gotta get it passed through Mr. Samuels. I've made him my unofficial mentor and collabo man. But anywho, so I was talking to my husband last night, and he's like, yeah, but when you bring in another woman, because when I talked to him the one night that he was really like, wow, I never thought I would ever hear you say that I could bring someone into our home, and I was telling him, for us in this particular season of our life, our kids are almost grown, and with the average male life expectancy for men in his field and all this and that, it's not super long. Just saying, I'll be lucky if I get 20 more years, and I'll be very grateful to God for every single day that I get, however many it is. So I just feel like the last 20 plus years has flown by, and I was telling him that I just want to make you happy. I want to, whatever makes you happy, honey. And so, he was saying that, he's the kind of man that has to have feelings for you to have sex with you. And I was like, well, that's good to know. So in other words, of all the different options and things that I was talking to him about, he was saying that it would be, this is the way I'm taking it, it would be someone that he had feelings for, that he's like, okay, honey, here's this girl, blah, blah. And he's like, yeah, but it complicates things. And how would that even work? 2 women in a house. And I said, you're absolutely right, honey. There's absolutely no question. That's very wise of you to be thinking that way. And I told him, I said, well, this is how the only way it would really work, where there'd be harmony and peace. And I basically said that we'd have to find someone like me. And, and I asked him, and I said, generally, do I please you? He's like, you make me feel like a king. You treat me like a king. And I'm like, well, it's because you are. And, so I asked him, generally, do I do what you want me to do? Yes. I have a couple bad habits, spend too much. I smoke a little too much. But generally I'm a good wife. He said, yes. Generally I don't fuss. True. Generally I don't get emotionally out of control. He can usually, nip it, and I might go cry the rest of the night, but it'll be fine. And he's like, okay. So basically, I was just like, you'd have to find another unicorn like me, who's submissive, 100%, who understands that the real rules are, it is what daddy wants. See, that's the thing, because he's saying, well, one will be more jealous than the other, or this, that, the other, and one's going to want more time, or this, that, the other. And I said, honey, of course, women are always going to be that way. They're always going to be emotional and jealous and this, that, the other. But that really doesn't matter, because a woman can get her emotions under subjection to the right man, who she is submissive to. So that's for real. That is for real. Sorry, that's going to bother me. I got like a little, sorry. Anyway, so my husband was like, okay, but that's a huge task to find someone. And it's so funny because he has a friend that's dating again, and I'm checking up on him, and, you know, I give him the red pill tips. I'm like, he needs to be listening to these videos that I watch, you know, and he's dating women his age. I'm like, no. I said 30 is too old. So my husband, I actually am like, if we bring another woman in, she's got to be like 20 something and like from Colombia. Okay. Like, we have to go find her. She has to be a very, very special person, because there's no way. We have way too good of a relationship. We are phenomenal together. Our sex is unbelievable. Everything's amazing. I don't want anything else. I don't need anything else. I am just trying to be realistic to the fact of the options that men like my husband have. And I don't want my husband to feel like he has to hide anything from me or lie to me, or, you know, live in fear of like, oh, if she finds this out, or if this happens or that happens, bump it. I've already dedicated my whole life to this man. He has literally sacrificed his life for me. So in my book, I have accepted it. In the name of Jesus, I am good. All is well with my soul. That whatever my husband wants, I will submit to in everything, pleasantly, to the best of my human ability. And just know that I am number one. I am the wife. I am the one with the last name. I'm the one with the children. I'm the one with the retirement. I'm the one with the house. You know, I'm the one with the security. And I have his original love. No question about that. So, you know, I feel good. I feel like I can finally come from a place that is not fear and scarcity. And that's something a lot of women don't understand. And I didn't for a very long time. You know, I was very, very jealous. I was afraid. I was like, well, what if he falls in love with somebody else and then he's gone, you know, then I lose my love. And it's like, no, we're thinking about it wrong. We really, really are. Life is a risk. Relationships will always have risk. And the other thing is, I told my husband, is that women make the mistake of thinking that a man's going to be perfect his whole life and never make any mistakes, you know, and you can't stay 50, 60, 70 years married without going through things, without living through temptations, however far someone takes that. And again, monogamy seems to have been a Western civilization invention. And it's not all guys, you know, so don't freak out. Not all men need another woman, and some men need more than two women, you know, so it just is relative to the hierarchy scale and that man. So, you know, basically I just told my husband that, you know, I trust you. I love you. Just be free. Be free. Tell me what you want. I will do it for you. We will, whatever. It's fine. You have already proven to me over 21 plus years of marriage, 31 years together, that you are willing to do whatever it takes to keep our family together, keep me number one, and take care of your business. God bless you. You're a saint. He's a saint. At this point, with even how much, you know, trying to nip all this that I'm talking, I'm so blessed. I'm so blessed. I haven't had to work a day in my life once I grew up. Well, really, ever. I just chose to work. Really, truly. You know, so I'm incredibly grateful. And I want you to try to understand what non-possessive love is. I haven't got to her chapter yet in the book, but that's the first time I'd ever heard that term from Azad Ali. Oh man, sorry, darling. I have to have it in front of me. You know, and she was saying again for the Black community, and I'm pretty sure women in general in all cultures outnumber the men. In the Black community, it's 5-1. And only 1 out of 4 Black women are getting married in their lifetime. That's not good. And for women, white women, it's 50% of white women are getting married. That's still not good, you know. So anyway, as the numbers increase of single women outnumbering men, and the collapse of society. I'm telling you guys, y'all gonna be sharing. Y'all gonna be sharing. So you gotta pick what position you want and plan accordingly. And again, you may get lucky. You might get lucky and get a guy that's just crazy about you and loves you. But even then, I've seen with women, if a man worships her too much, she starts to resent him, despise him, take him for granted, and look for something else. And I don't know why that is. I don't know. My husband has somehow, by God's grace, ever since he was 14 years old, had just the right balance of, I don't want to say jerk, disagreeableness that men, have that are in high leadership positions. They are disagreeable. They don't take bull. They have no tolerance for nonsense. But he has a tender heart and he loves, my God, just phenomenal. So anyway, he's my hero. He's my king. I do anything for that man. So, I would just say that, we're going to pray. I'm going to pray. And if that day comes, right now my husband's happy with me. That's great. And I told him that's awesome. I'm just letting you know, you change your mind and that day comes, just come talk to me again. Let me know. And it's funny because I teased him a little saying, by then I'll say, oh no, I don't want to do that anymore. But I said, I already know that once you say these things, once you acknowledge these things, you can't take it back. I already considered that heavily before I ever discussed it with my husband. I mean, I've been going through this for about 3 years to get to this point. And thank you, Kevin Samuels. I'm going to continue to praise your name for quite a while because you have a way, sir, of explaining to us in a way that our little pea brains, squirrel brains can understand what reality is. And you're right. He's right. He says that Juan, who's standing outside Home Depot, who gets work for the day, gets paid that day, brings it home to Juanita, she serves him food, she sucks his dick, she does whatever. Sorry, ladies, don't curse. I think that one might not be considered a curse word. But anyway, whole point is she takes care of her man. She submits to Juan and he makes peanuts. So what's wrong with the rest of women in Western society that we can't honor our man and that he's got to make $10,000 a month before you honor him? Listen, one of the reasons why I still have my husband, okay? Number one, submissiveness. Number two, I got him, he got me when we were young. And we stayed together through all the growing pains, okay? And when you start with a man at nothing, at zero, and you're there while he builds everything and he goes through trials, tribulations, when he falls, when he fails, when he gets sick, and you're there and you take care of him through all that. See, women's mistake is thinking that we're going to give our whole life to a man. Oh, and then he's going to cheat on us. Oh, no. Okay. You're looking at it the wrong way. That sounds insane. But a good-willed man will make sure his wife and his children are taken care of. And I have noticed that older couples, especially if the woman, maybe through the change of life or whatever, can't or won't or doesn't want to have sex the same anymore, she understands why he's going outside the marriage, okay? Or she brings someone in that's younger, blah, 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 whatever. If she passes before him, he will be devastated. He could be living with a 35-year-old beautiful woman and lose his wife. He was like an old lady at that point. And he would be devastated. And that's amazing, right? That's just the difference between men and women. I don't know how else to explain it. But so many women are more willing to live alone and die alone than just let a man be a man. And whatever he ends up choosing, he chooses. Hopefully you have chosen well. You get to choose. You get to say yes or no if he asks you to marry him. Did you let your father vet your men in your life? Did you let your pastor help you vet the men in your life? whew, boy, Godfather preaching truth. And it's been a hard pill to swallow. It was the greatest red pill that I have had to swallow. Yes, it is. It is. And again, my husband told me that for him personally, because I give him everything that he wants and desires, he does not have a desire to go outside the marriage. Now, I'll put now, because, I said we still got more life to live, baby. So, I'm all good. So I've heard Mr. Samuels say that as well, that sometimes, I think all the time, the man just wants to know that he's free to make that choice, that you're not going to be trying to control his life and check his phone and track him and do all these things. He just wants to know that he is free to choose what's best for his life and for his family. And many of the times, once they are secure in that freedom and know that you support them 100,000%, they're happy with what they have. Men are very simple. Doesn't take too much to make them happy. And again, let's just say that throughout our whole, 31 years together, there were different instances that my husband maybe hit somebody, okay? And got some, all right? This is what really nailed it in for me. It's probably the wrong word. Is the fact that if that was true, did I suffer in any way? Did I lose anything at all? Did he ever withhold any love from me, sex from me, money from me, time from me? No. And I have acknowledged that to him. I've told him that if you did it so well that I never even knew, that my life was not even impacted, that the kids never even knew, that everything was completely fine. That's crazy if that was true. And it could be. Because I literally don't know 100%. Only him and God know. And that's fine. There's a whole lot of reasons why relationships break down. But a woman needs to learn unselfish love. If you truly want to see your man happy, and that should be your greatest purpose as a woman, and then raising his kids, then you will become such a treasure to him, because most people and most women are selfish, and they're really only in it for what they're going to get, right? I gotta go. Anyway, I love you guys so much, and I hope that helps you understand a little better. Again, men of all cultures, backgrounds, religions, had more than one wife, had mistresses, had concubines, whatever. So many great men of history. What are we going to say, that they're not great men anymore? Martin Luther King, there's a whole list. So I'm just done. I'm done trying to fight biology, trying to be scared all the time, trying to be fearful. I'm done. I mean, I was already a surrendered wife, but this is the ultimate. Just letting him choose what it is he wants to do. So I'm just going to keep working on me. And I know without a doubt, I have to look my best for the rest of my life. And that is a huge priority and a huge goal for me. And besides for taking care of my house, I want to help you guys, because ladies, we are suffering, we are slacking, and we are hurting ourselves. We're breaking up our own families. Can you imagine if, one of the nights my husband went out too late and I didn't like his reason, or one too many times, whatever my thinking process is of what I think's going on. Do you know how many women told me that, oh no, you shouldn't let him treat you that way, you should leave? What would have happened if I left my husband at any point in our marriage? Are you kidding me? For the love of God, God forbid. In the name of Jesus, I rebuke you, Satan. I rebuke. Listen, if you guys have not been watching Kevin Samuels yet, you are missing out. I have been studying for 20 years and this man's on fire, and I'm telling you, he's doing God's work. And you might not like everything he has to say, but see, what I like the best is that he is saying, be honest, make a deal, especially for older women that are over their main fertility years. So there shouldn't be lying and hiding and all this and that in the relationship. I agree. I think you should just be open and honest of what he wants and understand that it doesn't work the other way around. You belong to him. He doesn't belong to you. I know that sounds crazy, right? He is a man. You just have to try to understand. Back in the day, these men would be kings, generals, lords of lands, nobles, royalty, and you're asking them to just be with you when they have women throwing themselves at them practically on a daily basis. So the other thing women have to understand is that the discipline it takes to become a high value man, that discipline, that integrity actually goes into what they do outside their family. Like my husband said, I don't do anything that would jeopardize my family. Okay? And women would say, well, what does that mean? What does that mean? Okay, it's none of my damn business what the hell that means. And that's where I'm at this point. I don't care what anybody says. I've been living it, and this man treats me like a queen. The more I surrender to him, the more I've given him his freedom, the closer he's drawn to me, the more he calls me. He FaceTimes me all the time. He just wants to see me and, wants to come up in this and get that kitty. He loves it. He loves it. And I mean, it's got to the point where we could just say some words and we're just like, it's incredible. It's incredible. So you have to earn it. You got to work for it. You got to sacrifice. You got to sweat. And just remember that whatever you're sacrificing as a woman is nothing compared to what he sacrifices as a man to provide, protect, okay, and carry the burden of a family, all right, for an entire lifetime. And even after his death, he has to worry about his family after his death, okay? I never realized the extent of the responsibility that a man has. I took it for granted for so long. And I'm just grateful. I'm grateful. So I'm going to keep making videos. I'm going to keep sharing Mr. Samuel's videos. I did get his permission. I hope I'm doing it right. I'm probably not. They're probably too long. I apologize. But anyway, God bless. And man, this book's coming along. It's coming along. I'm going to get some more chapters in. Anyway, I love y'all. God bless. I hope I did a decent job trying to explain how this can all make sense, okay? And how you can get what you want, all right? But you got to change your thinking, all right? As Yoda says, thanks to Mr. Samuel sharing, you must unlearn what you have learned. Oh my God, it's fabulous. Anyway, I love you guys. Have a great day. Ciao. Mwah.